What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about Escape from Tarkov and where we're at with this wipe and some comments I've been seeing on social media that are very similar to ones that I've seen in the past. And since there's a lot of new people in the Escape from Tarkov community, or there has been over the years, I want to explain my perspective on how the life cycle of the game works and how it has in the past, and maybe even provide
he's just going to talk about those kind of stuff, which is good.
some suggestions.
My stream is lagging? Really?
Suggestions on how it could improve.
Wait, is Rather Than Crushmeister is having that issue right now? Doesn't seem like
In the future. So we are currently over 4 months into the recent Escape from Tarkov patch that introduced
No, it's not. On my end, it's not.
Streets of Tarkov, among other things, including the new audio system, which is probably the most criticized new feature or change to the game in quite some time. And with all the recent updates over the last few months and the ones that are going to be coming out in the future, as we can see in the timeline and the roadmap that was just released by Battlestate Games, there is a lot of work that needs to be done to make the sound profile better. And it's probably one of the biggest issues that players have with the game right now, other than maybe cheating and optimization.
Crushmeister, that's exactly your internet problem, though. That sounds exactly your internet problem. Stops every now and again, and the quality keeps going down. Yep.
And with the new patch, brought some exciting new things into the community. Lots of players that are checking out the game for the very first time. New content.
Stop downloading porn while you watch. It might be not the porn, but yeah, it seems like something.
Creators and streamers seeing all the hype with Twitch drops, and they want in on some of the action. Lots of growth on different YouTube channels and Twitch streams, and everybody is in a relatively optimistic mood about the future of the game because everything is super exciting. The devs are listening to the community in terms of changing recoil on certain weapons, adjusting stamina. Very proactive because everyone is super supportive and excited for the future of the game. And then magically, whenever the optimism and the honeymoon phase fades away, the true colors of the patch shows itself in terms of the optimization of Streets of Tarkov, the cheating issues being on top of multiple PR flubs from the development team themselves, not necessarily doing the correct thing to appeal to the community, and also some false bans as well on top of that. And then, of course, a few weeks after that, we have the bombshell of a video by Goat that showcased that there are, in fact...
Yeah, this is... A lot of people are, like, actually... What's this part? After reviewing the clip extensively, it is more like that the user hostile Poppy YouTube me in his post. Cheating is not... What? I didn't read the descriptions. Anyways, because of this video, a lot of people are saying that Tarkov is dead because of this video, but I don't think that's the main... Of course, it's gonna impact a lot, but I don't think that's the main reason. It's just like wipe stale.
Just as many cheaters as people are assuming, in fact, maybe even more, and that Battlestate Games may not be doing enough about it. And that encouraged the developers to not only acknowledge the video, but then showcase how many people that are actually being banned and implement a system that whenever you report somebody that actually ends up being banned, you're going to get notified of that actually happening. And although at the very beginning, whenever the video was released, I wasn't overly optimistic about the success that it might have or the impact, I was proven to be wrong, and it obviously encouraged the developers to speak out about this and address some of these concerns. So at the end of the day, it had a positive impact. And as everything calms down, the wipe cycle levels out, the viewership numbers on Twitch and YouTube go back to normal, people are back to complaining about the game being dead, exposing all of its issues, talking on social media on how does this keep happening.
Definitely
every
agree
60
with that.
to 90 days, the game sees...
What are you talking about? I have 1.5 terabytes of porn on my PC. It's not been a problem in the past. Crushmeister. All those downloads you did is definitely gonna be... Some of them are fucking grinding bitcoins out of your computer. Yesterday, I stopped Tarkov and went to play Apex Legends, and fucking hell, Apex Legends has so much better audio than Tarkov. Apex Legends is a pretty good game. It's just that I don't play it a lot.
Seems to die time after time. If the flea market wasn't in, it would be better if the old patches were here, if inertia wasn't added. Complaining that the players are too fast, the players are too slow, the soft skills are too OP, they're not OP enough.
Always like that, yeah.
You know,
there's a lot of
this is just going to be the normal phase of Escape from Tarkov until the next update is close, and it seems to be the next update will not bring a...
Actually, I should write that down. I want to try out Apex Legends at some point. I gotta open another one. Open games. So we have Honkai Impact. I gotta put Apex Legends pretty high. Apex Legends. I mean, before Wipe, I guess. Apex Legends, Honkai Impact, Hun Showdown, Stalker Anomaly, Star Citizen, Get the Fuck Out, Immortal, Heartlands. I got a Resistor. I don't even know what the game is. I'm gonna put it some though. Mountain Blade. I'm gonna have to buy it though. Throne and Liberty. I have no clue what this game was too. Project Zomboid on the top. I really want to try that game out. Psycho Frontier. Daisy. I already tried it with the mod too. I think I'm gonna play a little bit more. Battle Beast. I'm not really down for that though. Anyways, let's see.
A wipe. That's just from my perspective, and it's going to be a while until we get anything significant in terms of content. With this wipe, I decided to make my primary focus unlocking Lightkeeper.
No, Crushmeister. It doesn't matter you have a 1 terabyte of porn or whatever, but that definitely will have some... Did you do a checkup on your PC or something, man? Maybe do a checkup on your PC, man.
Which is the new in-game trader that you can't trade with yet, which is kind of funny. You can accept missions, but he doesn't actually have anything to offer other than giving
kinda
you
lame.
Military technology whenever you complete some of the missions. But I've been playing the
talking
game
about the
long
Lightkeeper.
enough that any sort of in-game interaction with an NPC that is just other than just shooting them is something that I wanted to experience. So I made it my #1 goal instead of just getting the Kappa container for the 12th, 13th, I don't know how many times I've gotten Kappa, but you get the idea. And I was actually able to unlock Lightkeeper without actually cheesing it, which I felt was more rewarding because it's, in my opinion, it was just kind of weird to see everybody get so excited about sharing their achievements of obtaining Kappa and then unlocking Lightkeeper. And then if you ask them, hey, did you actually do the missions legitimately? And they would say no. That's like, I don't know, celebrating that you got the Stanley Cup, but you only got to just hold it for the day and you didn't play for...
I feel kind of shaved. I cheesed the half of, what was it? What was the name of it? The fucking most annoying task, where you need to kill like 20 players on close to the bridge. I mean, I did the half myself, and now it's patched. It's easy as hell now.
With the team.
Yeah, the assignment.
It just doesn't have the same impact or satisfaction. At least to me personally, I guess others would disagree. But there is that thing about content creation. Whenever there's a brand new wipe, everybody is scurrying and running and rushing down the new content as quick as possible to upload the fastest YouTube video, the first person to unlock something. And funny enough, unintentionally, I was one of those people. So this wipe, I was actually...
I'm kind of agreeing with them now. Like, I thought uploading fast as possible is like the best thing, but more and more I do YouTubing, I don't think it's usually the best idea and the best video, best quality video that does the best. But it's also good to upload like quick videos, of course, like news videos or like stuff that you need to inform people. I think it's good to upload those kind of stuff as fast as possible. I get his point.
Actually, to my knowledge, the first person to cross the bridge onto Lightkeeper's Island and press the button. The only thing is, I didn't have the recorder. I didn't have the transcoder. So
oh my God.
I hit the big red button and nothing happened. So great. I win the big prize of being the first loser, I guess. But anyway, here's the deal. Since the beginning of Escape from Tarkov, there's always been a 3 to 4 month period where the game was really active. And then after that, the game was pretty dead. If it wasn't already apparent, this game has a problem where it has a 90 to 120 day life cycle at its best, and then player numbers taper off quite significantly. Actually, you can make the argument that after the first 30 to 45 days, there's probably less than half of the player population that is still sticking with it. And why is that?
I really want to see the population number from BSG. Can't you guys just share that? I heard that it was there a long time ago, but they kind of stopped doing it, which is really scummy, really sketchy, don't you guys think? Why would they delete a feature they already have? Like, why? Is there any reason to do that? Do they have to pay the servers for showing off how many people are playing the game? Like, why? Why are they hiding that? Like, one part I can think that the more or less people play, the people will think like, oh my god, this game is dead, let's not play anymore. And maybe that's the reason they're hiding it, which makes them look like they are dead game. Rather than that, maybe the cheater issue? I have no clue, man. Like, it's such a weird thing they hide how many people are playing. You know?
Well, just to point out the obvious, people like playing Escape from Tarkov when the playing field is fair and everybody is starting from ground zero. We're all level 1, we're all grinding our skills, we're all doing missions, getting keys for the very first time, maybe unlocking a trader faster than some of your friends or competitors so you get access to some of the new weapons and equipment, which gives you a slight edge.
SSH, that's because it turns into Call of Duty after 3 to 4 months, dies from one shot? Huh? Perfect picture. They could perhaps hide it because it looks bad at the end of wipes. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, I agree with that. But could also just be hard to track because of bots and such. Exactly, that one also. That's not that's not a legitimate reason. They're hiding the bots by not showing how many people are playing. I mean, like, they know they're like the half of the actual players are bots and cheaters, and they don't want to show that part. That's why they're hiding how many people are playing. That's such a shameful thing to do, if that's the case. I hope that's not the case.
Edge. The gunfights feel more fun because not everybody has maxed soft skills, making them run around at a speed in which the servers can't keep up because the desync. And then also, not everybody is running the best meds.
Guys, don't share porn in my Discord. Share it with DMs, okay?
And they have weird ammunition and weapons that are not laser beam, HK-416s with dudes that are just not even aiming their gun.
Okay, sorry, DeadlySlob. SSH, the TTK drops significantly because of the better gear. And if you don't grind the game, you are definitely not going to enjoy playing late into the wipe. Yeah, I mean, like, I understand those kind of parts. I'm just saying that why aren't they showing the TTK? What's the TTK abbreviation? I forgot. If I had a game like this and it seemed to be struggling, I don't know that I would make those numbers public. But doesn't every game has like public numbers? Almost every game? Is there any other game that doesn't have like public numbers?
Gun, spraying 60-round magazines and acting like they're a god in the game. Guns with zero recoil while rocking Class 5 face shields and Class 6 body armors, going up against players that can't even penetrate your body armor.
I think most
using
game
a weapon that doesn't require you to really compensate for the recoil at all, using ammunition that negates the body armor effects of your enemies. That's some real skillful stuff right there. When the majority of the player base feels like that is the enemies that they're going up against consistently, the fun fades away fast. It's one of the biggest reasons why the gunfights are so good, and then they quickly taper off and become...
Those three dudes who DeadlySlob's clapped is kind of sad, man.
rather lame. Now, there is a period of time where the majority of the enemies will average out.
I know WoW was happy to share theirs when they had like 10 million active subscriptions, but that was years and years ago. I haven't heard anything from them in a long time. Yeah, because you don't care, but like I'm pretty sure they still have the public number, like how many people are playing. Don't they? They absolutely have them. It's just that you guys don't care anymore and don't check. Doesn't mean they're hiding it, you know?
and you'll get some decent fights, but in the current state of the game, especially if you go to any location with high value loot during prime time, especially labs, this is the type of stuff that you're going to be encountering. And one of the reasons why a lot of players don't enjoy those types of maps, they're not necessarily playing the game they signed up for. They're just jumping into a completely different experience where the fastest player with the lowest recoil weapon that shift W's around a right peak the fastest gets the kill. And that's what frustrates people. Now here's a counterpoint and part of the problem with Escape from Tarkov. Using this equipment is extremely fun. Winning in Tarkov is awesome. Everybody wants to win. So that is why you use the best armor, you use the best weapons, you use the best ammo available to you. The more you play, the more money you make, the more accessible you have with the higher level traders, and your survival capabilities increase significantly, especially if you're playing with a couple other people that can back you up or hide your gear if you die. It's fun, right? So you have an issue where the gunfights are at their best when nobody really has anything. But having gear is extremely fun, but if too many people have the gear, it's no longer fun. So it's the problem that...
I mean, I definitely agree with this part, but like... But still, as like my personal opinion, that doesn't really matter. It's just like a really general thing. Like, if you play the game the same... Especially if you play a game where you need to grind a lot, again and then again and then again, it just gets stale. Like, better gear, bigger gear, okay, but it's more like people should stop playing Tarkov.
That Tarkov currently faces. Now, years ago, I mentioned this in probably a very similar video. I may not have been the first person to suggest this because it is not an original idea. I know other people have made videos on this exact same idea. Probably lately, I suspect, considering the current climate in Escape from Tarkov. And no, I have not watched those videos, so I don't know if I'm copying somebody or not, but I'm going to say it anyway. Tarkov needs an escape prestige system. That would at least initially help the issue, creating incentives where players can actually quote...
Actually, as DeadlySlob's just said that, I do have some ideas, which isn't like a really good idea, really like top-notch idea, but it's based on my experience. I played Path of Exile for a while. Path of Exile has a private server for people can buy and play with his friends. Those are really good idea, actually. Having private servers for Tarkov, where only some people join up with like some rules, and then they play the whole wipe by themselves. I think that might be a pretty good idea to, you know, what did he say? Like exactly?
An escape prestige system.
Escape prestige system. He might be talking about this. I'll have to look into it. And also PoE Path of Exile has like a standard league and like a seasonal league, which like Tarkov can have too. Standard league is gonna be fun for the guys who... Oh my god, my tasks are all dead. But anyways, yeah, I think like copying how Path of Exile is doing would be a good idea.
That would...
Let me actually write those down. I think that's a pretty good idea to talk about. Solution. Copying Path of Exile server system. Standard, seasonal, and personal, private server. Are they still talking about the calm and porn?
At least initially, help the issue, creating incentives where players can actually quote-unquote escape to manually reset their accounts for some sort of reward. Either a better hideout, access to different traders, access to unique cosmetics. Think about how many people actually farmed Killa 100 times just to get a tracksuit they would never use. I think that would be a really good start for Battlestate games to focus on ways on extending the patch, and then also creating additional avenues to maybe provide some of these prestiges or escape earlier on in the game, where people don't feel like they need to play for like hundreds of hours to actually get some of this cool stuff, maybe people can carve their own path in Escape for Tarkov based off of whether or not they actually want to leave the territory and return to have a slightly different experience. One example would just be making a ghillie suit a prestige item, where you actually have to get to like level 45, leave Escape for Tarkov, level back up to 45, and you would actually unlock something unique and cool. Or unique dog tags, where your dog tag is gold or platinum or something customized.
Wow.
People love
That's
melee
actually a pretty nice idea. It's gonna be so easy to make too. That's actually a pretty good idea from DeadlySlob's, making dog tags like platinum or gold. That sounds awesome.
weapons. Melee isn't even that usable in Escape for Tarkov, but people love getting the taiga and the military sword. There's also plenty of players that choose to not wear a helmet, just to wear a cool backwards hat or some sort of camo hat that they find makes their character stand out amongst the crowd. Maybe even unique character models, where instead of just choosing the initial 5, you can unlock some really interesting ones, or maybe even boss faces.
But, dude, only Mario is talking to me. I got saved by helmet so many times this wipe. I don't know why. It feels like it's been buffed a little. I might be wrong.
Or something. There's lots of different little things that you can do to incentivize the players to reset their characters themselves within the period of the patch to unlock cool things that make them stand out amongst the crowd. And you can go on and on about ideas, even in the hideout, different traders, stash capacity, different prices at the traders, different barters that are available, maybe unique extractions that are available if you've prestiged a certain number of times, different scavs that might be available to you. At this point, you get the idea. I'll stop rambling.
I want that shit. Different scavs.
Scavs that might be available to you. At this point,
like raiders
you
or
get
rogues.
the idea. I'll stop rambling on. It could be done with a little bit of creativity. And there's one thing as well that many other people have been expressing.
But DeadlySlob's, you know why they're not doing it? Because it's not realistic enough. It's not realistic enough. The game will be not realistic enough if there's other kinds of scabs and also like gold or platinum fucking dog tags. I mean, I totally agree with them. It would be really nice if we had like those kind of features in the game.
This isn't my original idea. In fact, this is something I've changed my mind on.
Rainy got me. You don't have to force yourself to talk to me. Just talk about porn and shit. Yeah.
If you go back and watch videos 4 or 5 years ago, you will probably hear me say the complete opposite of what I'm about to say right now. Strength and endurance suck. Those skills alone affect the game more than I think we're willing to admit, especially whenever the netcode on the servers has a very difficult time keeping up with the speed in which players move, specifically around right peak corners and even left shift Ws. It is part of the reason why fights feel so much more fun in the beginning of a wipe and feel more lame at the end of the wipe. Players are moving far too quickly, and then also the loot that they're currently wearing and the loot that they're carrying has basically no effect because the soft skills are too high level.
Man, you got me.
And the developers themselves reduce the amount of effects that these body armors have on the characters because people were kind of complaining. But I think if you have the armors and the backpacks and the gear where they are right now, where the effect on the ergonomics has been reduced, but you have the soft skills no longer contribute to the movement speed of the character and leave that up to the gear that they wear, their current health, and the stimulants that they use in the game. And hey, the more that you level up strength, sure, you can carry more gear, but I think it can't be crazy because somebody that's got a massive attack 2 backpack that is chock full of heavy pieces of equipment, even if they're a higher level player, they should have their movement speed reduced because they're being exceptionally greedy. Or having to use the mule stim and the stimulants that cost money that's going to tap into some of their profits by being so greedy, running so much heavy equipment. And the stims themselves are pretty decent at money sinks, so if you have players that are more reliant on stimulants and less on their soft skills, it might actually make things a little bit better on the market too. But I'm about to hit the 15-minute mark, and this is where this rambling video ends. If you disagree with anything I have to say in this video, let me know in the comment section below. Share your opinions. If you agree, if you disagree, I'd love to hear it. Consider subscribing, but if you disagree, you're probably not going to. But consider subscribing. I'm also live on Twitch Monday through Friday starting at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, I'm not playing a whole lot of Escape from Tarkov right now, but I might pick it up again in a couple of weeks and just get some raids in and see how it feels and go from there. But I have plenty of videos.
Yeah, I think I heard most of the points, and I agree a lot. Thank you, DeadlySlob's.